What's going on, you guys? It's your boy, Pepsi, the dude with attitude. So crack a 40 and check your rollies. Today, we are presenting our week 1 review of Days Gone. Now, I know it's been out since the 26th, and the day is the 6th of May, so it's definitely been over a week. It's been about almost 2 weeks. I dived into this game for 2 hours the night of the 26th after the Avengers. The day after that, on the 27th, played most of it. Same with the 28th and the 29th, and even the 30th a little bit. And then I kind of had other stuff to do, and then I played here and there. But the the main thing is the total amount between the 26th and the actual 6th, I've played about 7 days, a week's worth. So this is a 1 week review after playing the game for a total of a week. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and dive into it. I had a lot of high hopes for the game, and a lot of what I wanted, I'm not going to lie, I got, okay? A lot of cool scenes with zombies, different zombies than what we're used to. Good visuals. Um, and overall, I don't know. I didn't feel like it was a cliche zombie story, too. Now, mind you, I haven't finished the story. I'm just letting y'all know right off the bat. But in this game, you do deal um, with actual infected animals and not just infected humans. That's something I like. And if you're running from them, they'll chase you down. Like if you're on your bike and a wolf is fast enough, it will knock you off your bike. Now, I don't know if the same can be said about a bear, but a bear in this game is actually pretty fast as well. So, there was actually a point which you'll be seeing in this video, where I took on basically 3 or 4 wolves and a bear, and it was fun, but it wasn't as easy as it looked. I had to be smart. I had to be strategic. And that's what I liked about this game. This game felt like what a zombie game should be, but at the same time, it had, like, for every up it had a low. And for every low, it had an up. And that's what I'm about to get to. When I say the visuals are good and the overall presentation of the game is good, I do mean it. The game looks fantastic at times. But there's sometimes I look at the textures, and I'm just like, how does that look like this, but this looks like that? I don't know if it was laziness, or if it was rushed, or maybe they just didn't work on it. I'm not trying to shit on Days Gone. Right now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not recommending this game to anyone, okay? This game, I'm still playing it. I'm still gonna play it. I personally really enjoy the game. But the bottom line is, I've come to the conclusion, after 7 days of playing the game, as of which 3 to 4 of those days were straight, just me playing the game. This game is a game out of time. And what I mean by that is it's a game that's good and it's great and it's fun. But it would be so much better if it would have came out in 2015 or 2016. And the reason being is it feels like it has the mechanics and it looks good for this time, but then it has these loading screens and just these pauses, and the overall way it goes about the game, it feels like a game that should have came out 4 to 5 years ago. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of good games that came out 10 to 15 years ago, and there's nothing wrong with it. They were great for their time, and they're even good now, like The Last of Us. But here's the thing, I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I like The Last of Us more than this, and The Last of Us isn't even open world. Now, some of you are going to say that's biased, because everyone knows The Last of Us is my favorite game. And that is 100% true. But that said, this game is one of my favorite zombie games too. And to prove it to y'all, probably when I do the overall final review of this, whenever I beat the game, I'm gonna rate this and I'm gonna verse this to Dying Light because they're both open world and they both have a story. The only difference is one of them is first person, the other one's third person. Well, I mean, that's not the only difference, but they're more alike than The Last of Us is to either one of them. The only similarity The Last of Us has with Dying Light and Days Gone is they have zombies and it's post-apocalyptic. But at least with Dying Light and Days Gone, I'm gonna definitely dive into that and say how I feel about that. And for those that don't know, I really did enjoy Dying Light, and I actually hope to do it on the channel in the future. And for those that haven't played it, and push come to shove, I will do Dying Light too. But the way things are going with the videos and stuff, take everything with a grain of salt when I say hope, because I do hope, but I hoped to do Days Gone on the channel. I really wanted to show y'all Days Gone on the channel. And I can show y'all some gameplay, but I can't show you the story because there's so many skips and it gets unsynchronized on its own. It's ridiculous. But back to the game. It had a lot of good qualities, stuff that I wish were in other zombie games. In this, you get a vehicle. And if it gets broke, you have to repair it. Now, it's not that hard to repair it, but if you're in the middle of nowhere and you have to walk or run, you have to find scrap to repair your bike. And it doesn't take long to repair it. But it's a cool little feature. It adds realism. On top of that, if you run out of gas, you have to get gas. Now, I'm going to be honest. You can find gas cans sometimes, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to walk your bike. But something I noticed, and I didn't find out till probably a few days ago, you can literally stop at a legit gas station and use their pump. I kind of don't like that because it's like, are they really gonna have gas in in a freaking gas station after how many people have gone through it? No, you're more than likely to find gas in a gas can in the middle of nowhere because maybe it fell off of someone's truck, maybe someone was taking it, ran, and had to drop it. Either way, the realism with that was kind of but the realism with you having to use gas and it adding to the story, I like that. The realism in this game, it's pretty good. I enjoy it. And also, there are zombies everywhere. Like, even without the infestations. Like, if you take out all the infestation nests, which if you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about, there are zombies everywhere, okay? And also, recently, which you'll also see in this video, I found out that they also have holes. Not just herds walking around randomly, but they have holes in mountains and these little caves where herds are. And I tried taking them on. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the footage from the first time I took on a herd, but the first time I took on a herd was probably my second day of playing. I went up to this water tower looking thing, and it was the scene where I had to get, for those that are wondering, and this is a small spoiler, it was the scene where I had to get a lavender flower. The point I'm getting at is I went up the water tower, and they were across the river, and there's no way I was going to get the lavender flower or whatever without taking out at least some of them or getting them away. So I got them to come towards me, and they ran. I honestly thought they were going to climb up the water tower because I could have remembered that. I remembered in the trailer they can climb. They didn't climb. They didn't climb up the ladder. They didn't climb up anything. So, but as they're coming at me, I threw Molotov cocktails. I set them on fire. I shot them. I did this, I did that. And I actually, whenever I threw Molotov in the middle, it kind of split the herd. For some reason, some of them went to the left, but some of them still came towards me. So I slowly killed them. I stayed up there for about 10, 15 minutes, killed them off slowly, one by one, and then I got my flower. That's how I took out my first herd. But then I was strolling along and I found this little cave and I was like, ooh, there's probably, some kind of thing in here. Who knows? I walk in there, turn on my light, and there is fucking zombies. And I mean like an army of zombies. I didn't have time to get out of there. I threw a bomb, and it wasn't enough at the end. I probably took on this herd probably 6 or 7 times. I have every single time I took on the herd, by the way. I had one of my friends join through share play, and he tried taking them on. But yeah. So one thing I like about this game, definitely, as I've been saying, the zombie aspect, the different types of zombies. I think there's at least over 4 or 5 different types of zombies. And they are very dangerous. They will fucking chase you down. If you have to leave your bike and go look for something and you're nowhere near it and you run into a herd, you better be quiet as hell because they will fucking kill you. They will destroy you. They are fast and they aren't just like one of those zombies that freaking throw up their hands like freaking Frankenstein. They're dangerous. Don't take your time for granted and sit back and say I'm gonna shoot them. And unless you have like so much supplies and you have a fucking plan. I didn't have a plan here. I had to improvise, and it was after 5 times of dying. So. But I actually, as you'll see, I stole an idea kind of from The Walking Dead, and I basically grabbed these. I got their attention. I had them follow me on my bike up to an ambush camp, which is another thing you can do in this game. You take out these ambush camps and make it safer, because if you don't, when you're riding along, you can get shot by a sniper, your bike gets shot, you get attacked, you get knocked off your bike by a wire, which is actually kind of fun because it happens out of nowhere, but it can be annoying for some. But I made this herd follow me and go into the camp, and the camp of ambushers had to fight them. And then when they were done, I just, I took out what was left, and it was actually pretty interesting and fun. But the combat in this game, the melee combat is cool, but it's like I said, it has its highs and lows. If you've got an actual firebred axe, one of those axes that's huge that you need 2 hands for, not a hatchet, and you hit a zombie, it takes about 2 hits to kill. Sometimes 1. I'm completely fine with that. But then you got these hatchets and if it's a normal bat that you have with no modifications, it takes so much to kill a zombie. And I guess I kind of get that. But sometimes I'll be hitting a zombie 4 or 5 times with a bat, and there'll be 5 or 6 of them I'm taking on. Same thing with a hatchet. If I hit a zombie, at least they should have changed the rate. With a hatchet, if you hit a zombie 3 times, it's done. Okay, because you're slicing it, and then boom, you hit it in the head. That's how it should be. I mean, they got it right with the modified bat that has nails. It usually takes about 2 hits, and sometimes 1 if you do it right. And they got it right with the actual axe itself, but and they got it right with machetes. The machetes take a lot of times 1 hit, sometimes 2, and that's all I've used in the game. There's 5. There's the hatchet, there's the axe, there's the bat, there's the machete, and then there's this little like pipe thing you can use. So there's like 5. So there is a variety, and you can find them. The ones that are the ones that are the easiest to find are the bats. And I actually like that because I love using the bat, but I'm actually probably slightly more fond of the axe if I'm being entirely honest. My honest opinion on this game, the story is really good at the beginning. And I'm not saying I'm in the middle or the end. I don't even really know where I'm at. I know I've done quite a bit of the story. I'm going to say this. Within the 7 days I played, the first 2 to 3 days with the cutscenes and stuff, the beginning was excellent. I'm not saying the cutscenes are bad. I'm just saying the interest and the story was excellent the first few days. The middle, it got slightly boring. And where I'm at now, it's slightly interesting again, and it's starting to pick up, and that's because I think I'm at the end of the story, which is another letdown. I remember at one point them saying we were going to have 70 hours of just story gameplay and then up to 120 of extra gameplay. Guess what? This game only has 30 to 60 hours of story gameplay. And it only gets pushed to 60 if you do the side stuff and you take your time. I like a very good, lengthy, good story. Okay. And this has its ups and downs with story, but it has a lot of disappointments. The bottom line with this is what I've said, with it being a game in the wrong time, is what I honestly feel is this is a game that should have came out then, and I honestly feel like they were making it, and then it kind of seems like maybe they were just like, you know what, we've been making this since 2016. Let's just go ahead and release it. Do a few final touches. We'll do the next zombie game the right way or whatever. And that if they actually did that, I'm slightly disappointed. Like, yes, I've been hyped for Days Gone since fucking 2016. I'm one of the ones that has been watching the gameplay since then. But at the same time, I've been doing that with freaking The Last of Us Part 2 as well. But I'm not freaking begging, I'm not freaking hoping that the game for The Last of Us Part 2 comes out freaking tomorrow. No, I'm hoping that it looks like that game's going to come out in 2020, and that's fine. They're taking their time. They want to make the game good. This game is good, but I'm telling you, it should have came out a few years ago with the way it is now. If they would have made the improvements and would have worked on it a little bit longer, and I don't know. I am by no means disappointed with this game, except in one aspect. I wish I would have got it on disc, because I feel like after I beat it, yeah, I'll run around and kill zombies, but I'm going to get sick of it. The bottom line is I would recommend this to any zombie fans, or anyone that's played any zombie games or wants a new zombie game. It's definitely worth $60. But I would recommend getting it on disc, because despite what I was really hoping, this game, I don't feel like it'll have any replay value. And that sucks. That said, the game is really cool. Like I said, other than the downsides I've experienced, one of the guys I recommended the game to has played it and hasn't stopped, and he's really enjoyed it. So, try the game out for yourself, rent it, see if you enjoy it. If you don't, you don't. But either way, I can't see anyone being completely disappointed with this game, because the game is really beautiful, and if it would have, like I said, if it would have came out in 2016, it would have been one of the biggest games for that time. Yeah, the loading screens, this and that, and the old-fashionedness, but it would have been huge. But it didn't. But that's okay. Like I said, maybe I'm still at the beginning of the story. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe things will change. Like I said, either way, I won't regret doing this. But that is the week 1 review. Now, depending on how long the story takes, either next I'm doing a week 2, or I might wait and do a monthly review. of it. Or I might just end up reviewing the game fully. I hope y'all enjoyed this. If y'all have any differences and you've already played the game, please comment down below what it is. I'd love to hear how y'all feel differently about the game. And if you enjoyed this video and agree with me on some of the stuff, or if this video was helpful in any way, be sure to leave a like. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more stuff like this, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified. We have a new video up almost every day. And yeah, we will see you next time when you're ready for some more reviews. And remember, Pepsi then, Pepsi now, Pepsi forever, and most importantly, survive and endure. Have a peptastic day.